Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vegan Brie, about all things vegan and cruelty free, mainly beauty. I'm gonna get ready. I'm using some new stuff, some old stuff, and I'm gonna hopefully not cry in this because I've been really good but not crying the past 2 days, on the verge but not full blown. Just gonna get into, like I said, getting ready. Kids, honestly, hi Reg, my tortoise. My kids have honestly really helped me through getting through this week, and then I have a 2-day conference at work, so probably won't be doing super fun looks, but it's also me, so maybe. All right, I'll try to put the stuff that I use down below. I'm not always good about that, but I'm gonna try. Also, everything I use is always cruelty-free and vegan. And my tortoise, Reggie, is just walking around. I said I was gonna include him in my last video, not my last video, the video prior to that, and I didn't, so I'm going to. I'm still working on my background, but stuff happened, so because I've been trying to not get emotional. This has been a hard week. One of the hardest weeks I've had. Okay, let's get, my mom's also coming over. It's been the first time since things have happened. All right. Also, leave me ideas for the background. I have this white, I know I need to iron it and steam it, but I'm gonna try to do like a lightish look, but kind of bright. If you can hear noises, that's my tortoise. So a week ago today, we had to put down our bulldog, and it was kind of unexpected, and it just all happened really fast. Like, she went downhill really fast. I don't really know when she started showing symptoms. I noticed it, but I kind of was like, I was sort of in denial about it. So she had this weird cough where she kind of go, like, she coughed, but it was kind of like a hacking cough. And I thought, we kind of were thinking like, maybe it's allergy, maybe it's this, I don't know. Also, like, thinking it was gonna go away. We don't overreact because the vets are crazy. I don't know, we don't have pet insurance. Roast me if you want. But sometimes I've known people who have had pet insurance and they get screwed. So it's like, you pay for something and then it ends up not being worth it. I actually, when I was in college, I took my roommate's dog to the vet, and because she was working, and she was living, we were living together, and I took her puppy to the vet, and they were like, oh, well, this is not covered, and this is not covered, and this is not covered. I'm like, well, she has pet insurance. Like, yeah, this pet insurance doesn't cover that, and doesn't cover this. I'm thinking, like, she's paying this, but it's not covering it, And so, yeah, anyway, our big thing was that she wasn't eating, which was very weird, because Stella always would, like, every morning, like clockwork, like she always acted tough, but she wasn't, And I always call her my big goof, but she wasn't interested in food and wasn't even reminding us to, about food, even though she, like I said, like clockwork was. We have 2 cats, and she would pretty much talk for them, like, okay, guys, it's time to, it's feeding time. I would always say we're feeding the farm, and we always fed Stella first, and then we'd feed the cats. And we also have, like, Stella down here, because she's like an 80-pound bulldog. And then we'd have the cats have their own area, because Stella would eat the food. Would eat the cat food. Even at my mom's house, she would eat the cat food. And so we just noticed, like I said, she wasn't really eating as much. It's just weird for her, when you have animals, or even like people, you notice, you pay attention, you're like used to their tendencies. So then the eating thing was weird. My husband tried everything, it was literally spoon feeding her. We tried wet food, we tried the gravy on top. I was giving her these doggy ice creams every day just to get her to eat. And even like the last 2 weeks, she was coming up to me and being like, lady, I'm like, come on, you know it. Let's get the food going. She just was so tough. And then so yeah, the last week, or even actually, I guess now it's like 2 weeks ago, but the last time she was at my in-laws' house, she just really wouldn't settle down. And Stella's our blob, okay? Like, she was a bulldog. Our bulldog was a blob. She just wanted to be near me, the kids, my husband. She loved people, not dogs, but not other dogs, even though she actually was brought up around, I don't know, Stella's her own thing, okay? Stella was a street dog. She couldn't settle down. And I thought it was weird. She wouldn't lay down, and she always pretty much lay down. It's like she just would not settle down. And there was something going on. So I gave her water, tried to do all the things. Our dog could talk. You'd ask her a question, food, water, potty. She'd bark at whatever she needed. Maybe that's when her panting started. She started doing this panting, but it wasn't like a normal pant. It was like overly panting. And she started drinking lots and lots of water and excessive water. Like she would drink a bunch of water, and then she would act like she hadn't drank water. It was weird. And then sometimes a little bit of pooping issues, but we were thinking like, oh, it's because we changed her food. Oh, we did this. Then we went back. It just, nothing seemed to help. To the vet, when my husband finally took her to the vet, I made an appointment because I was like, there was something going on. I could just sense it. And I think we were kind of in denial. We kept thinking again, this is going to get better. This is going to get better. This is going to pass. It wouldn't pass. It was like she had certain symptoms that would go away and then some would come back. So we took her to the vet. They did blood work and they wanted to do an x-ray, but they charge you an arm and a leg, okay? We even got her rabies shot, and she winced when you touched her stomach. Like the vet said, when she touched her stomach, she kind of like winced. They did blood work. It just showed slightly like abnormal. They said like super, very, very mild, slightly abnormal electrolytes and potassium levels, but nothing to be concerned about. So we were like, okay, like that's good, but they wanted to do a chest x-ray. My husband didn't do it because, again, so even with the rabies shot and the blood work, I think was like $300-400. She also lost a little bit of weight. They weren't super concerned because they were, she's an older dog. We don't know how old she was, but my husband had her for 9 years. I had her for 6.5, almost 6.5. So they didn't do the chest x-ray, which hindsight, but it wouldn't have done anything. So we probably got more time with her not doing it than if we had. We didn't do that. And then we got the test results back pretty fast. Oh, because of her age, I've had a senior dog before, and losing weight and their muscles and stuff is, normal. So that could have been like nothing. Even though my sister-in-law and brother-in-law saw her a week before she passed, they were like, it was noticeable weight loss. But they said it was only about 5 pounds. I called the vet because they left a voicemail for my husband when he was at work. And so I called and was like, okay, so what's the next steps? And she said she didn't tell my husband because she forgot that they could do like an ultrasound or like a chest x-ray. And I pushed it. There's nothing wrong with our vet, by the way, but I pushed it and I was like, okay, what do you recommend? Okay, what should we do? Because something's going on and we don't know what it is, And sometimes it's like no news is kind of good news, but kind of not good news because she's not getting better. She's getting worse. And we're having more and more symptoms. So then she said she recommended like a full, and she forgot to I guess it didn't come to her. I don't know when they were at the vet, but she recommended a full body, ultrasound. And if they had found something, then they would stop and, it wouldn't have been as much, whatever. So I was like, okay, let's do that. Well, it was scheduled for April 4th, and I'm not going to get religious, but even though I do believe in, I would say I'm spiritual, even though I am baptized and I am, I am a Christian. So say what you will, whatever. But and like I am spiritual, but I just sensed something like she wasn't going to make it to that. I was like, I just have this feeling like something. And my husband, so he was the one that would take her out, and she was taking a while to come down the steps. And again, we were like, oh, maybe, and we were giving her muscle shoes. She actually had CBD in it, which whatever, but it seemed to actually help with I don't know if she was sore or what. I never if she needed something, she needed something. So she's taking a while to come down the steps, just acting, like I said, not like herself. And so they're going to do that. But like I said, I just sensed something was, I don't know. I wanted to not, especially the last week, my husband and I, it's we kind of knew something was wrong. We didn't want to like accept it, because that dog just, Stella, I talk to her every day, like serenade her. She had tons of nicknames. She just is a big part of our family. Like when my husband and I met, it was, we both came in with a kid pretty much. I came in with my kid, like, you know, our daughter, but my kid, and he came in with Stella. That was my daughter's first pet. Honestly, like my first pet as an adult. I mean, I had my dog that I have her paw prints here. I had Sydney the time I was about to turn 7 to almost 23. But well, let me do the other eye, and then I'll get back to, I'll finish my face. I'll do the face, and then I'll finish my other eye. Hi, it's been a few days. My kids came in, and I just didn't want to like upset them. I also got way too crazy and loud in here. So I filmed that on Sunday. And also my mom came over that day, and my mom got them bikes and stuff. So at the end of the day, my kids are both taking showers and stuff. So I finally have time. Not really, but just need to film this so that I can edit it and post it. The day before Stella passed, she was having accidents. We had gone to Trader Joe's that day, and we came home, and also in that morning she had an accident, like peeing, and kept drinking water excessively. So then we tried taking the water away from her, because like after she peed, she'd act like she, you know, hadn't drank in days. Like she was so parched, you know. So it was just really weird. And then on Sunday, which is the last day of Stella's life, she had an accident again. Actually, a couple accidents. She kept panting excessively, and it's just something that was weird. Like again, she wasn't really able to like calm herself down or lay down or relax. And I just was like, there's just something off, you know, there's something weird. And like my husband and I were trying to kind of be in denial to like make ourselves feel better, because we just sensed something was really wrong, and we didn't want to freak the kids out. Honestly, we just didn't want it to be true. My husband even she even begged for a bagel, even though he said she never begged, but she would like stare you down or be right next to you just in case you drop something. My husband went for a run to try to make himself feel better, you know, and Stella threw up. But it was like, I'm not trying to be gross, but it was like acid. It wasn't like food. And I was just like, of course my little girl, my youngest, was with me, and saw it happen and kind of freaked out. And then calling my husband, and he was again out for a run, and they came home, and I was like, I'm taking her to the emergency vet. So made an appointment and called my ex-husband and my in-laws to kind of like say our goodbyes, because I just sensed something was wrong, really wrong, because again, she just was not acting right. So then we took her to Brewster's to get ice cream after everyone said their goodbyes and stuff. And I wanted my oldest to say goodbye to her. I mean, that is her first pet. She has been with my girls, lived through birth, everything through my pregnancy, Aria, since she was like 19 months old. And so we took her to Brewster. She had 2 ice creams, but even in the car, Stella loved the car, she would not lay down, refused to lay down. So that kept going. Again, she's like panting excessively. So we took her to the emergency vet, and even my husband picked her up, I guess she winced, and we thought we were going to need help getting her in there. But she walked in, and honestly, she tried to get into a fight. I'm like, with another dog. I said, I hated other dogs, but it was so hard. They said, they're like, you can make friends later. And I'm like, probably not going to be a later, you know? I was like, there's probably not going to be a later. All right. I'm sorry. I've been trying to film this multiple times, but life. So I'm getting ready for work, even though I'm going in late today, because we had a conference on Monday and Tuesday. So I got an extra like 2 hours, so I'm going in at 10 instead of 8. Watch back like where it was at. We went to the emergency vet. She literally, I told you she wouldn't lay down. She lays down on her side in this weird like position, and are these brushes clean? No, whatever. And she's literally panting, and then she stops and she's like breathing really, really kind of faintly. It was weird. We really were like, oh my god, she's just gonna go right in front of us, because it feels like forever when the vet, like that tech walks in or someone walks in, even though it's probably not. I wasn't looking at time. Call my mom to kind of like say, you know, goodbyes and stuff. She also was super bloated, so I think I mentioned she had lost some weight, which can be normal. We were told, you know, with senior dog, I've had 2 senior dogs now, that can be normal, but she looked like a balloon. Okay, she looked like she was back to her normal weight slash bigger. Like, she just looked so beyond bloated, and even like her neck, but especially her stomach. And it was weird because, you know, she hadn't been eating. But yeah, she's just literally like, I'm laying next to her and I'm thinking like, this is it. And of course I'm bawling, by the way, this whole time. My husband's crying. We was trying to like almost fell, like not hard, but like kind of like collapsed. And like I said, was in a really weird position I've never seen her in. And I kept closing her eyes too. And then like you'd say her name, she wouldn't even wag her tail. Or it's like, is she unconscious? I don't know. They come in and the vet tech comes in, is like asking us about her and stuff. Literally puts her over her shoulder. And we're thinking like the whole time, like, is she gonna go like back there? Is she gonna pass? How are we gonna know? The whole time, you know, we're like overthinking every sound we are hearing. The vet comes in asking us questions. I'm thinking like, why does any of this shit matter? Like, why does any of this matter if she's just gonna go, you know? And then this is what really like total mind F. So they think she has an autoimmune disease, which we have been told by the vet before with the blood work. It could have been because she had a slightly abnormal potassium and electrolytes, slightly. So I'm thinking like, oh my god, like we're gonna, you know, be okay. Maybe she'll just have to be on medication for the rest of her life, you know, which I would have taken, like, and that would have been better. And then, you know, okay, we're gonna run tests, and you know, we're asking like, is she okay? Prior to that, like, she's asking me questions like, is our dog okay? And she's like, yeah, she's doing a lot better. And we're like, can we see her? So then, because we had another person come back, so we had to pay for everything, you know, like a deposit. We see her and she seems fine. Like, she's sitting, again, not laying down, but she's sitting, wagging her tail and stuff, which she was not doing before, like I mentioned. I was like, this is so weird. And we're getting our hopes up. We went to Dunkin' Donuts we picked up my little one, and I called my daughter, my oldest, and was like, Stella's gonna be okay. And she's like, tell Stella I love her. And then we get home, we're about to do bath time, like literally like about to do bath time, and we get a call, and I'm like, oh, you know, being like, we're pretty sure it's a tumor. And they did an ultrasound too, by the way. I didn't say that. So they did an ultrasound. They said they didn't find anything, that she is obviously bloated, but there's nothing in her stomach. There's nothing in her abdomen. All right, I need to finish up and then we get told she has like a tumor, pretty much like, okay, the picture, this amount on her chest didn't have a tumor, but everywhere else had a tumor. So it's affecting her lungs, her heart. So yeah, and she wouldn't have lived more than, like I said, like a day, 2 days, a week. So we put her down. Kids got to say goodbye to her again. That was awful. She like, this dog, she's something else. She was holding it together for them, and trying to be as strong as possible. And then as soon as they left the room, she, you know, was again having issues breathing. They gave her some peanut butter, chocolate chip, or like Hershey Kisses. And I know I'm vegan, but whatever, my dog wasn't. And then some like bacon bits, or I don't know, some type of treat. And she even struggled to eat that, so my husband had to like hold the bowl, just like laying down, or I guess like bending down. And then yeah, they did the procedure. I told my husband, it's, you know, he's been through it before, but different place. But this place is really amazing. So yeah, I'll show you my final look at this. But we're gonna go look for other dogs, because this one dog is just calling to me, and my dog was a rescue, and so yeah, we'll always rescue. But I just wanted to say that before, you know, we do show another one. And I feel so guilty because I don't know, I've done this in a long time and we didn't get another dog. So it's been off and on, like different days, feeling different things. Like when I got her ashes, I held them in my lap, which my dog was 80 pounds, so I never could really hold her in my lap. The day before, she also was Stella. She had, I guess I was having trouble going down the steps. She came down the steps, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she comes down, sits in my lap, and we play Silver Diner with my daughter, like Diner. and she's wearing the little hat. My dog loved clothes. I always thought that was like animal cruelty, but she loved it. So I actually, her last day I put a bandana on her, but because she got so bloated, tight on her. So I'll show you my final look. That's basically the gist. Well, this is my final look after going to work.
Is this a bug bite? That's red.
I'm going to be posting a short. As you can see, I'm a busy mom. We just went on a walk/bike ride. So you enjoy, I don't know, Hot Mess Express, realistic Get Ready With Me's. I like filming Get Ready With Me's. It's just, I don't know how long it's going to take to edit. And it was over a few days, like almost a week. So yeah, if you want to see more cruelty-free and vegan beauty content, I mostly post makeup, but I also am getting more into fragrances. I'm going to post 2 fragrance reviews soon, and Fat Fun spoilers, which they just released them. 2 cats, 2 kids, and a tortoise. And hopefully a dog/puppy soon. So yeah, click like, subscribe, and hype, and I hope to see you in my next video.